Most households don't collapse because of one bad decision. They collapse because fixed lifestyle costs, debt pressure, and income shocks begin stacking together. A rigid lifestyle, a rigid financing structure, and suddenly a relatively small reduction in income creates a massive collapse in net income. Today, we're going to combine degree of lifestyle leverage and degree of financial leverage into degree of combined leverage. And once you see how these layers interact, you'll never look at household financial structure the same way again. Before we calculate leverage, we first need the financial statements. We begin with the income statement, the cash flow statement, and the net worth statement. These statements already reflect accrual accounting, mortgage interest, financing activity, and balance sheet impacts. Now we're going to convert the traditional income statement into a contribution income statement, because contribution analysis allows us to separate lifestyle rigidity from financing rigidity, and that is where leverage becomes visible. The traditional income statement organizes costs by type, but the contribution income statement recognizes them by behavior. Specifically, as we reviewed, variable costs, fixed lifestyle costs, and financing costs. And this distinction is critical because leverage comes from rigidity. The more costs that remain fixed when income falls, the more amplified the decline in net income or your bottom line becomes. Now we reorganize the structure. Notice carefully, mortgage interest moves into the financing section, but property taxes, utilities, insurance, and groceries remain part of the lifestyle structure. This distinction matters enormously because lifestyle rigidity creates operational amplification, while financing rigidity creates financing amplification. Now let's stress test the structure. Suppose one income earner loses their job and total household income falls by 30%. So they pick up some part-time work or something. The household cuts back on entertainment, gasoline, and discretionary spending. But the fixed lifestyle costs remain rigid and financing costs remain fixed. This is where leverage begins amplifying the system. First, degree of lifestyle leverage. This measures how sensitive net income before financing is to changes in income. This isolates lifestyle rigidity. Now, this calculation of degree of lifestyle leverage is important, so I'll walk through it once again. Step one is to calculate the change in net income before financing. In the baseline case, this was $5,050. In the stress test case, this was $3,150. We want to do the percentage change in net income before financing using those two values. And to do that, we use the percentage change formula, which again is new minus old divided by old. So we get 3150 minus 5050, and that's divided by 5050, which equals negative 37.6%. Next, we calculate the change in income. Income falls from $9,000 to $6,300. We want to calculate the percentage change in income. So that percentage change in income is, again, new minus old divided by old. 6,300 minus 9,000 divided by 9,000 equals negative 30%. Step three is to calculate that degree of lifestyle leverage. That is the amount that we calculated first, the percentage change in net income before financing. That's negative 37.6% divided by the change in income, or the percentage change in income, is negative 30%. And that gives us a degree of lifestyle leverage of 1.25. This means for every 1% decline in income, net income before financing declines by 1.25%. That is lifestyle amplification. Now we isolate financing amplification. This measures how sensitive net income is to changes in net income before financing, and this isolates financing rigidity. Step one is to calculate the change in net income. Our baseline was 2,550. Our stress test brings that down to 650. We calculate the percentage change in net income, again using the same new minus olds divided by old formula. So we take 650 minus 2,550 divided by 2,550, and that gives us negative 74.5%. Step 2, we calculate the change in net income before financing. This was already calculated in the prior step, which is negative 37.6%. Step 3 is our degree of financial leverage, or DFL, calculation. We take the negative 74.5% divided by the negative 37.6%, and that gives us 1.98. This is financing amplification. The financing costs remain rigid even as income falls, and lifestyle spending adjusts downward. So, net income collapses much faster than net income before financing. That is financial leverage. So now we combine both layers, lifestyle rigidity and financing rigidity. This creates degree of combined leverage, or DCL. What we want to calculate here is just DCL is equal to the product of degree of lifestyle leverage and degree of financial leverage. Having calculated degree of lifestyle leverage as 1.25 and degree of financial leverage of 1.98, we can see that the degree of combined leverage is 2.48. This means that for every 1% decline in income, our net income declines by 2.48%. That is combined leverage. And this is why rigid lifestyles combined with rigid financing structures becomes extremely dangerous during layoffs, recessions, or income shocks. At this point, you are no longer simply budgeting. You are building household financial analysis systems. You can now classify cost behavior, separate lifestyle structure from financing structure, stress test households, and measure financial fragility mathematically. And that is exactly how FP&A, managerial accounting, and corporate finance analyze risk. Next, we'll begin applying these frameworks to forecasting, major financial decisions, and long-term financial planning. Because once structure becomes visible, financial behavior becomes much easier to understand.